Okay, so after assign the materials from the previous video, as you can see here, so the materials properties now already complete. So we need to assign the sections for these cubes. So what you have to do now is you need to create the sections first. So the section here, I will name it as foam concrete. Okay, it would affect if you use any other names. So here the category is solid because this is the solid materials. If you're using shelf, then you use shelf. If you use beam, then you use beam. So this is solid. Okay, so you have types of it. So I will choose homogeneous. So you can continue homogeneous, and then the material just now, the materials here I already put the material one because aside as material ones. Okay, so now you already have the sections, but then this section has not been assigned to this part yet. So we need to assign this foam concrete to that part. So you go to the model tree, you can see that model tree that you create that part. So you expand it, you can see that the foam concrete here. Okay, then you can see that this is a sections assignment. This is the section assignment, you double click it. Okay, so we can see that you can highlight the whole area. Okay, I do it again. So you select the whole area and then you create the set, means the whole cube. Okay, you can name it according to your need. So done. So the whole cube. Okay, so I will assign the sections assignment. Section assignment, I will assign the section foam concrete for this. So you see that once you assign that materials already, assign the sections to this part already, and then it will become green color. If let's say you have many parts and then you miss to assign it, then you can check the part color. If the color is turn green, turn to this color, means it's already being assigned the sections. So the materials you put in, and then you need to assign to the sections, and then you need to put into the parts. So here we only have one part, so easy for you. If you have, let's say, the composite panels, let's say the sandwich system, then you need to have more parts, and then you need to have many sections, and then you need to assign for each one. Okay, so after the sections, then we will go to the assembly, because now you can see that we already complete the part, the properties, and now we go to the assembly. From assembly here, we need to create instance. So create instance here, you create this. Okay, then here, because we only have one part, so it will show you this. If you have more parts, then you can select the one you need. So okay, so here you have one cubes, and then if you want to have more, then you can call more than that. Okay, you can call 2 cubes, 3 cubes. If you have a block system, you have a brick wall, then you can just create one brick, and then you can create instance from that brick, and then for many of it, and then you can put it in. Okay, so here also you can move, okay, according to the translate instance. You can rotate it. Okay, and then also you can suppress the pictures, you can delete the pictures. Okay, and then you can partition it and so on. So now for this example, we are not going to do this, but you can try this at home according to your need. So here I would like to create a reference point. So the reference point here is for the support to put the loading conditions. So I will put this, and then I will name as RP1. Okay, and then I will put it that here. Oh, sorry, it's been accidentally clicked twice. So let me assembly. If you want to delete it, you go to the assembly, and then you can go to the feature, so you can delete the RP2. So delete, yes. So you can see that here you have a RP1, and then you will go to reference point again. I want to have another reference point at the bottom, so I need to rotate the view. Okay, and then I will have another point here, means RP2. So RP1 and RP2 here is already being assigned. But now here, for me to be easier to manage it, so I will rename it. I would like to name it as RP top. And then the other one, I will name it as RP bottom. Okay. Okay, done. So other than that, okay, I want to have an isotropic view first. Other than that, I will create a set, another set. This set is for us to later assign, easier for assignment. So I would like to create a set. Okay, so surface top, I would like to create a set with this surface top. Mean I select this area. You can press shift, and then you can select the surface. So click done. So this is the surface. I would like to rename it as surface top. Sorry, surface top. Okay, so I would like to have another set, means surface bottom. Okay, so the surface bottom, I'm going to use it as here, shift, shift, shift. Okay, so done. So now I have 3 sets here. One is the whole cube, another one is surface top, another one is surface bottom. So this is the assembly method. So at assembly, you have to assembly all the parts, okay, and then you can move it according to your need by using these functions, okay, and then you need to create the reference point for your support conditions, because I will use the pre-described displacement applied on the reference. Okay, so after that, we are going to create the steps. So how can I create the steps here? You can go to the model tree, or either you can go to here, you go to the steps. Okay, so here you have step manager, or either you can press it here. So I used to do it at the model tree, where I can go through the steps. Okay, you can go to the step. Here initial, you won't do anything, but and then the step 1, you can leave it at step 1, or either you can put the axial compression. You rename it or not, it doesn't matter. So here you can find the procedure type you want. So I will use dynamic explicit. So you can see that here you have so many types of the procedure types. But then remember, once you select the procedure types, and then this whole model already according to it. So if you want to change the procedure types, you need to recreate another models, and then maybe you can save this model as another copy, and then you can change it, because when you change the procedure, it will change totally a lot. Okay, so this is the axial compression, and then the basic description, and then time period remain 1 means 1 cycle, and then the NLGE or N means non-linear geometry. So you need to make sure it is on, and then the increment you leave it there, and then other thing you leave it there. So you click OK. Okay, so now you already have the step. The initial step is nothing, because this is right before the testing run, the simulations done. So now we need to have the field output. You create the field output. You can see that here. Okay, the default here is whole model, and then evenly spaced time interval. Still, if you cut to 20, means that from 0 to 1, the whole circle, you only have 20 data. So I cut to 100. Here you have also selections, every space time, every time increment, every x unit over time, every time points. This is according to your need. Okay, but then for this, the selections, you no need to select everything. Okay, if you want to have all, then you can have all. And then remember that if you have more, if you put in more, then you need to run more time. So you only selected what you need. Okay, you need to have the U, the V, and then the translations. Not all you need to reaction force at the time point, and then what else you need? Depends on your need. You're not necessary to have all of it. Okay, so the more you put in, the more you will have it, the more computational time it will take. So you can take according to your need. Okay, you can select the parts. Okay, and then the historical output. The historical output here, okay, is default is whole model, but then no, we want to put it at the set. So at the set here, I have the surface top, not the surface top. I want to have the RP top. I haven't created the set, sorry. So I need to go to create the set. Later I will go to this. I will create the set. Okay, and then set. Then this is, I want to name it as RP top, and then I will take this point. Done. Okay, and then I will create another set, RP bottom. continue, and then I will select this. Once you go to this RP, you see the change color, make it being selected. So done. Okay, so at the historical output, and then I will use the set, and then here you can see that I have the RP top, means I want to get the data of RP top. So I would like to take the, I will need to have the RF2. Okay, RF2 is the reaction force at the y-axis. 1 is x, 2 is y, 3 is z. In this software, 1 is x, 2 is y, and 3 is z. And then the other one is the displacement. Also, I need to have the displacement of U2. Okay, so this U2 and RF2 is all for the y direction, the direction. So if you need the load from another direction, maybe you have the lateral load and so on, so you need to choose the one that according to your need. Okay, so now I already complete the history output request, and then let's follow by my next video. Okay, so next step will be constraint. Okay, so see you in next video.